So let's give it up for Patrick.
Thank you very much for the introduction. So now I'll be starting with the enhancements and new features related to CodeCAD. So yeah, we'll be going through the assembly enhancements, which include the new command called the assign capture fit, and then we'll be going through some more detailed enhancements in GCAD and Frame, and then we'll be finally looking at the explicit enhancements. So the first one here is the assign capture fit. This new feature enables us to use to assemble the spotlight as a component at the multiple locations using the managed relationships window. So now I'll be demonstrating by placing the spotlight at multiple locations, and will help us to save some clicks. So I'll move to the Solid Edge. So this is the bulldozer cab assembly we have right here. First I'll go and activate all the parts. From the part library, so this is the spotlight that I'll be placing at multiple locations. So to start with that first, I will open the spotlight in the window. So the new command assign capture fit can be found under Tools tab. Under the Assistance style, you have the feature called the assign capture fit. You select that. If you see that, you'll see the manage the relationships window. So here you have the feature to add a relationship group. You have the option to edit the relationship group, and you have the option to delete the relationship group. So one thing to remember is that you have to all the components that will be assembling should have a relationship group, and the name of the relationship group must be same. So in this case, we have Spotlight as the name of the relationship group, and the order in which the mates are assigned. So the first is the facial mate, and then we have the actual mates. So the order of the order of the mates is also very important. So if I had actual align and then the facial mates, then the assign capture fit feature won't work. So I just quickly demonstrate how to use this. So I'll come back to the bulldozer cab assembly. So here you can see that you have an option where it says type to find a component. So this is a new feature that has been introduced. So if you know the name of a component that you're looking for, say I'm looking for a component named P -001817. So it automatically highlights the component. So if I go ahead and see it's right here in this assembly. So I'll open this again. So to use the assign capture fit feature, again I'll come back to tools and assign capture fit. So now I'll create a relationship group. As mentioned earlier, I'll use the name Spotlight. And now I'll assign the mates. So first one is the facial mate on this one, and then we have two actual mates. So I'll come back to the bulldozer cab assembly. From the parts library, I'll just drag and drop the spotlight. So once I drag and drop the spotlight, you see the manage relationships window pops up, which already has the mates assigned. So all these locations have the mates assigned like from the previous assembly. So if you know the location where spotlight is going to be placed, you can select the location and your spotlight snaps to those locations. So this is a new feature called assign capture fit, which helps us save some clicks and makes assembling of components quite easier. Apart from this, you have the ability to use the command called identify targets. So I'll just quickly show how to do that. We'll bring back the component. So I've set my assemble modes to auto assemble, and I'll use the identify targets. So if I select that, you see it automatically identifies all the relationship groups on this particular assembly and snaps to all the 6 locations. So this is a new enhancement that we can see in the assembly mode. At the center of this spotlight, you can see there is this green dot right here. So this is basically to select or deselect that particular spotlight. So if I select on this, so it will, so the green dot turns red. So it will automatically deselect it, and it will reselect it. One more feature is that you can use letter T on the keyboard, which will deselect and select all the components at the same time. So this was the new assign capture fit feature. So now we look at the decal enhancements. So on the decals, now we have the ability to add decals within the assembly. So unlike in the previous versions, you had to add the decal, you had to open it in a part environment and then add the decals. So now you no longer have to do that. You can add decals within the assembly itself. Also under decals, there's one more option called label, which we'll be discussing shortly. So to find decals, you'll have to come under View tab. You have the option for decals under Style group. So to select that. So for now, I'll use the planar projection as my default and go through my images. So this is the one image that I want as my decal. So I'll hit open and select this space. So if I want decal to be placed on this space right here, so I'll select this space for decal. I'll hit OK. So now you also have, you can just resize the decal, drag and drop, place a different location. You can give it an angle of say 90 degrees and rotate it. Apart from this, you also have the ability to use the 2D sketch relates in this one. So I'll use the horizontal sketch relate. So try to relate it to this one. So this is one way. So now it's become more easier to place a decal in the assembly, which saves a lot of time. So now we'll demonstrate by how to place a decal on a cylindrical surface. So I'll come to Home and change the configuration and hide this decal. So if you want to place this decal on a cylindrical surface, just change it to 1 inch sign. So this is the decal that I want to be placed on the cylindrical surface, and hit OK. So now once the decal is placed, you see that the decal is placed on both the sides. So you didn't. So in the previous versions, you didn't have the option to select to place a decal on one side of the plane. So to tackle this, we have a new option called label. So I'll just hide this decal right here. Okay. So I'll select label and hit OK. And again browse back to the new sign. So now you can see that decal has been placed on the cylindrical surface. So to adjust the size of the decal, I'll come to decal display step and change the width and height. You also have the ability to rotate it by 90 degree. You have the option to flip it and select aspect ratio. So once I hit finish, you can see that decal has been placed only on one side and not both sides of the cylinder. So this is a nice enhancement that we can see in Solid Edge 2022. Next, we'll be looking at the frame enhancement. The new enhancement in frame environment includes the ability to override the handle points and decide the location of the frame with respect to the sketch. Along with that, we also have the new command called trim and extend, which makes editing of the frame easier. So we'll just have a quick demonstration for that. So this is the first frame example. I'll just come into the frame environment. Select the frame. I'll just use the default settings for now. I select these three lines right here. So now to override the handle points, I would select the frame edit cross section and select the lower handle points, the lower cross sections only. I'll hit OK. So now I'll enable all the handle points. So you can see these red dots now. So these red dots are your handle points for now. So if I select this handle point, you can see that the frame has been moved with respect to sketch. So this is one nice enhancement that we can see in Solid Edge 2022. So we'll have a look at the next example. Again, hop back to the frame environment. I'll select these two lines right here. So now you can see that the end conditions for this frame are not so clear. You can see it's not been trimmed properly. So to do that, you have the next option called frame end conditions. So under frame end conditions, you can see. So first, I'll define the handle points right here and hit OK. So here you can see the frame extend and trim. So now you have the option to select the face, body or plane. So in this case, I'll select the face. Right click to accept. And you can see that the end conditions of frame have been trimmed very properly. If you decide not to do that in the frame environment, you also have the option to use the trim extend right here. So you can select the trim extend command. Under trim extend command, you have the option to add the weld gap. So I'll select this face right here and accept. So now so you have the option to add the weld gap. So if you decide to have a weld gap of 6 mm, just say for example, sorry. And I'll select the next surface right here. And accept that. So you see, you get a weld gap of 5 mm right here. So if you decide not to have a weld gap, you also have the option to deselect that. You can just select the face you want to extend, and then you can deselect the weld gap and turn that option off, and then you can select the next face. Apart from that, you also have the option to use coping. I'll just quickly demonstrate to do that. So you can select this space right here and accept. And then you can unselect, I'll use the body. I'll use these two frame members and right click to accept. So you can see. Yeah. So these were some announcements for the frame environment. Next, we'll be looking at the gazette announcements. So under gazette announcements, we have the ability to add gazettes within the frame environment as well as the assembly environment. Apart from that, you can add gazette plates in both synchronous as well as ordered environment. So we'll just quickly demonstrate how to do that. So this is the assembly I have where you can add the gusset plates. Also, you can add gusset plates for flat surfaces, a flat and the cylindrical surface, or two cylindrical surfaces. So to use the gusset plates, you can first come to frame environment, and then you have the option for gusset plate right here. You select that. This dialog box is gonna pop up. You have the option to save the distances D1 and D2 if you want. So I have already saved the distances 75 by 75. I'll select that. You have the option to add material to the gusset plates. So I'll use stainless steel. You have the option to define the thickness. So you can decide the thickness for the gusset plate, and you can make it left centered or right centered. So to use that, so the workflow for this is you select the two faces you want and you accept. So the arrow designs the orientation of the gusset plates. You have the option to add the offset. Yeah. So as such, you can add gusset plates within the frame environment. If you are in the assembly environment and if you want to add the gusset plates, you will have to come under create in place option and select the gusset plates. So in this case, if I want if I want a different plate, I just use this option right here. Hit OK. So now I'll be adding the gusset plate to the cylindrical surface. In this case, the workflow is a bit different. You'll have to first select this. You'll have to first select the cylindrical face, then the plane face, and then accept. Now you will decide the coincident plane. I'll use this plane as the coincident plane, and you can see that the gusset plate has been added. So these were some announcements in the gusset plates. So yeah, that's it for this section.